So it's 4 o'clock, viewers. I am proud again today to bring to you another aspiring physiotherapist like last time. Her name is Mahveen Moiz. She's a bachelor of physiotherapy and a licensed physiotherapist in Calgary. And she has quite a variety of expertise, including dry needling, hypopressive trainer. She's vestibular rehab trained. She does some postpartum diastasis and pelvic floor exercises, name it, and she does everything. We are fortunate to have her here, and inshallah, she will be going through some of the active exercises for musculoskeletal problems with us. I am your host, Dr. Asim Hussain, and we are very pleased to have you all on board right now. So I will give the mic and the video over to Mahveen.
Hi everybody, my name is Mahveen. I am a physiotherapist. I work at Beacon Hill in Calgary. I will be doing a mobility session with you today. We will be covering some conditions from head to toe, which are most of the common ones that I see in my clinic. And I will try to highlight some stretches to help with that, as well as a few strengthening exercises here and there. Because as a physiotherapist, I believe that stretching and strengthening go hand in hand. We cannot just do one and get benefit from only doing one. We will do a few stretches and strengthening together, which should help you to combat your condition. A few things I would just like to tell you: be aware of your posture all the time, focus on your breathing. Please do not stop breathing in any of the stretches or any of the exercises. Do not hold your breath. The idea is to go with the flow and follow along as you breath, okay? And one more thing, if there is any pain, please do not do it. You need to get assessed by a doctor or a physio before you can proceed with a certain exercise. So please do follow that very carefully. If there is any pain in doing any of the exercises or the stretches, please do not do them. Just wait for me to either show you a compensation to do that, or maybe we can discuss that later, okay? Let's start by doing from the head to the toe. So the stretches I am going to cater towards the neck are mainly for headaches, people who have dizziness sometimes, a few jaw problems, people who have had a motor vehicle accident in the past or a concussion in the past, and they deal with either a cap-like headache or a band-like headache. And the neck is usually generally tight for you guys. You might even be at the computer. That could be a result of that as well. So let's start with the first stretch. That is for the upper traps. I am going to show you my hand placement. One hand, we're going to start with the right side. So one hand goes at the back. So one hand is right here in the back. I have tucked it right here. If you cannot take it back and that hurts, you can let it go on the side as well. Just be careful, you kind of pin it to your side and it doesn't go high up here. So I'm going to pin my hand here. I'm going to take the other hand and take it over to my ear, the other ear, okay? So this is my position at the back, and this is my position in the front. So from here, we'll gently try to pull. I'm pulling with this hand. I'm not moving my neck. I am pulling with this hand towards the side. As much as your neck allows you to go, you can go to your limit. We're going to hold here for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And let go. We're going to do the other side. So the other hand goes at the back, right in the crease, and this hand overlaps. And then we slowly pull away from the right. The reason we're doing 10 seconds today is because you cannot just go to a gym and do a 120-pound deadlift on the first day. We build it up eventually and slowly. Okay, we let go of this one. So we're only going to do stretches for 10 seconds, and I would like you to build it up to 30 seconds in a week or 10 days according to your comfort. Okay, an ideal stretch is for 30 seconds, but here we're trying to kind of slowly start the stretches. You get comfortable, you can hold them for longer too. Okay, let's go to the other side and do one more stretch. So the other hand goes here. We'll probably be doing 2 or 3 stretches on each side for each of the segments. Okay, so here, let's do it again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is for the side of the neck. This neck stretch is just for the side of the neck. We will combat the back of the neck in the next half. Okay, so let's do the other half. The other hand goes in the back. This hand goes overlap, and like I told you, we are only pulling away with this hand. We are not moving our neck. The neck stays loose and nice and relaxed. We are pulling away with the right hand on this side. And let's do 10 seconds again. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. Take a nice deep breath. We move on to the next stretch, which is mostly catered to the back of the neck, right in here. Where people mostly complain, there are a few trigger points. They kind of keep doing this, rolling this, and say there's a lot of tension here. The next one, same hand placement. The right hand goes at the back, right in this crease. But we did this stretch first. Now we're turning our neck. We're going to rotate our neck towards the armpit crease. Right in this crease, in towards the armpit crease, I'm going to turn my neck in, not to the side, turning it in. My nose should point towards my armpit, okay? So the same thing, nose to armpit. I take this hand and I grasp the back of my head and I pull it down in more. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and let go. This you should feel from top here to the bottom of the neck right here, okay? Let me explain it again as we go over to this side. The hand goes back, this hand goes up, we turn our head, point our nose towards the armpit crease, and then I pull down more with this hand. Only do to whatever is comfortable for you. Do not yank, do not pull, be very gentle and very slow. So we're doing this again for a 10-second hold. For almost 5 seconds left here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let me explain both of them quickly to you. One was only to the side. The second one, you turn your neck and you pull it down. Okay, this should help you with your headaches and a lot of neck tension. Now, for the neck, this part of the shoulder is connected as well. Okay, so the next stretch we go into is for the top of the shoulder cup. Okay, so I'm going to interlace my hands at the back. I'm going to show you the side view first, and then I'm going to show you what it looks like from the front. Okay, so I'm going to turn to the side. Now, my posture is nice and aligned. I'm nice and tall. I'm not slouched. I'm nice and tall. My hands go back. I interlace my hands on my bum. Rested right on my bum. My hands are not lifted right now. I interlace both my hands and then I squeeze my shoulder blades as if I'm holding a pen in between my shoulder blades and I have to squeeze. Okay? So hands at the back, interlace your hands, and then we go squeeze. And if you are comfortable here, you can even lift your hands up. If you're not comfortable and this feels tight, just stay right here. We're going to do this for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay? Like I said, we will slowly build up the stretches to your comfort in a week or 10 days, but we'll start slow. So let's do one more, please. Hands here. Interlace your hands. I'll do one for people who are a little bit more flexible and can go further. I'm going to show you 2 ways to do it more for more flexible people. Okay, so you take your hands back, squeeze your shoulder blades back, and you hold that contraction and you can lift up now. For those who can lift up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Now, for people who are athletic, this stretch isn't doing much over here. I will show you the advanced version of this as well. Do it according to your comfort, okay? So you can get a little bit of a wider stance in the front. Same thing, hands at the back, squeeze your shoulder blades, and you can go all the way up here. If you are comfortable doing this, only do that, okay? And we hold here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and relax. Okay. I hope you got a good stretch right in here and your shoulder blades are nice and squeezed. Okay. From here, I am going to do a stretch for the junction between the neck and the shoulder blade. Because people who type a lot, are on the computer, are mostly cutting, cooking, ladies in the front, rolling a lot of dough, the shoulder blades get really tight. So the neck and the shoulder combo stretch. So your hands are right in the back of your skull and they're interlaced together. Right in here. Wherever it's comfortable for you, you can hold a little bit higher. You can hold a little bit lower. Wherever it's comfortable for you, hands are interlaced at the back of the skull. Right in here. Okay. So now how we do this, shoulders are out, elbows pointing out, take a nice deep breath, and we are going to squeeze in, chin, tuck, chin to chest, and we squeeze our elbows together. Okay, let's do that. Take a nice deep breath. Here we go. Nice chin tuck, as much as you can. 4, 5. And for the next 5 seconds, we flare up and go all the way back. So we stretch these parts out right in here. Go all the way back as if you're pushing your hands on the skull and moving these back, almost like chicken arms, right at the back here, okay? So relax. Let's do it one more time together, and we do again if you need, just for, to confirm. Right in here, hands are nice and comfortable. Then we go, take a deep breath, and we go nice and chin tuck and elbows together. 4, 5. And then we open up for the next 5 seconds, all the way back as much as we can until feel a nice stretch here. 4, 5, and relax. Okay, I'll show you a side view of the same stretch. We can do it once more quickly together. Okay, so you're nice and comfortable, hands right here, and then we go 2, 3, 4, 5, and open up to the side and flare out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and relax. Now we're done with the neck and shoulder blade segment. We move a little bit down. For people who do a lot of repetitive work, sorting, lifting, cutting, chopping, especially some of the ladies in our kitchen who are cooking and stirring the pots a lot, they get a lot of forearm pain right down in the tricep area, which goes down sometimes to the forearm and results in tendinitis. Okay, and some people even have a little bit of numbness and tingling, either because of postural issues, or again because of any rotator cuff injuries, or any shoulder injuries, or previous any kind of sports injury. Okay, so we're going to cater to stretches in the tricep and down in the forearm now. Okay, so we're going to do a deltoid stretch. This is a muscle which is the most prominent muscle belly in the shoulder cuff. Okay, so we are aiming for a stretch in here. I will show you a dynamic stretch. Dynamic stretching means when we are moving and either we are kind of taking a little bit of a pop in it. We are not just holding the stretch, we are moving, counter moving in the stretch. One part is pushing, one part is pulling. That's called dynamic stretching. Okay. So for this, we start with the right side. My hand goes right across my body, wherever I can point, as if I'm trying to draw a semicircle through my arm. So I take my right hand across my body until it can go no further. Then I take the second hand, either the back of the hand or the palm of the hand, whatever feels natural to you. Okay, but it should rest above the elbow. Okay, and then we try to push it more across. It should be a very subtle and gentle stretch. It's nothing extraordinary. The ones we felt before, this is just in this part of the muscle. It should be a nice and gentle stretch. Now, for people who are not feeling a lot of the stretch, you can try to change the angle of the stretch and then make it dynamic. Then what does dynamic mean? I am pushing this hand towards the hand, but my hand is counterproductive pushing my hand. So I'm increasing the tension in the muscle, so it gives me a better stretch. Sorry, I cannot show you the contraction probably on the screen, but I'm pushing with this hand and I'm pushing away with this hand at the same time. So let's hold it here for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Take a nice deep breath and we switch to the other side. My left hand out, my left hand goes all the way to the corner, over in this corner, pointing towards this corner. I take this hand and I start pushing it across. Okay, let's hold it here without counter pushing, just the normal static stretch here. That means you're just pushing in this direction. Let's hold it for 10 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we do one dynamic stretching. That means I'm going to push with this and then counterproductive with the other. So I take my hand right here. I push with this hand and simultaneously I push this hand out as well, increasing the tension. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so that was the top of the hand. Now, for people who have tendinitis of the arm, forearm, either a tennis elbow or a golfer's elbow, I will show you stretch one for each. That means pain and numbness and tingling in the hands, either on this part of the hand or the inside of the hand. So how we do, we need a wall for that, okay? I want to do it from the side, but I will show you how I do it in the front as well. So how my hand position is, my palm is facing out and I am facing the wall right here, okay? So if you cannot see on this side, let me just assume the wall is on this side, my hand is like this on the wall. So my palm is facing out and my hand is turned out. I touch the wall like this on the side and then I slide my hand up to the point where I feel a little bit of a tingle in my forearm or in my fingers. That's the point we want to hold, because that is where a lot of neural tension, that means the nerves are tense and the muscles are tense in that position. It should feel like a gentle tingle, nothing more than that. So we hold it there for 10 seconds and then you relax. So my arm is like this, arm out, palm facing out, all the way here, and then I apply tension. If you do not have a wall, we can even do it free. So my hand goes here, then the other hand is the counter hand, which acts like it's pushing this hand in. So that's a nice stretch as well. The only thing you cannot do here is when you drag it on the wall, it gives you a better stretch. But for some people who are tight, will feel the stretch even here, okay? So this is the stretch for golfer's elbow. For tennis elbow, it's the same opposite thing. You turn the hand here, and then the palm faces inside towards you, and then we push. So this is how you can do without a wall. But if you have a wall close to you, you're going to take your hand, put it right against the wall, palm facing towards you, elbow is straight. Please make sure the elbow is straight during both the stretches. Elbow is not bent. And then you slide your hand up until again you feel the little bit of pull in the forearm or a little bit of a tingle. And then we hold there for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Okay. I would advise you to do the stretches for tennis elbow and golfer's elbow every 2 or 3 hours. Do a couple of stretches if you're sitting at your desk or if you're up and about, because doing that gives the muscle a little bit of a breather, gets the blood flow going, tenses up the muscle, and that's at the end of the day. Now we've talked about some stretches from the neck to the hand, but like I said, stretching and strengthening goes hand in hand. I'm just going to show you a few very basic strengthening exercises that you can do to keep up with the strength. Okay. First and foremost, for the neck, we're going to do chin tucks. As if you're making a double chin, we're just doing a chin tuck. So from the side, it's going to look like I'm going to take 2 fingers and I'm going to push my chin in and make a double chin. So just counter, just tension, and we hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. For exercises, we're going to do 10 repetitions. I will not do right now with you 10 repetitions. We'll do a couple of 2 or 3. But at home, for strengthening exercises, I want you to do 10 repetitions and a 10-second hold. For stretches, 2 or 3 stretches, 30-second hold is good. But for exercises, 10 and 10. Just remember the word 10 and 10. 10-second holds and 10 repetitions for each exercise. Let's do a couple more for the neck, just so you're sure. So hands here, making chin tuck. Make a double chin and hold. The muscles at the back of the neck should feel activated. Those are our deep flexor muscles, which help to bend our neck and help to take our neck up and relax. So that's what I want you to do for the neck is chin tucks. It gives the muscles at the back a break because we're all the time looking forward or looking down. Those muscles progressively get weaker and longer. Okay, so that's for the neck. Now, for the forearm and the hand and the shoulder. So shoulder, we're going to do shoulder squeezes or shoulder rows. You must have heard about rowing. People row in the gym. So that's the kind of exercise we're doing without any weights to start. And when it feels really comfortable and you don't get much out of it, that's when you start to add weights. So free rowing. So hands are right here as if you're rolling a big pizza with a roller. Okay, so hands right here. So what we're going to do is squeeze the shoulder blades down and together. I'm going to show you from the back what it looks like. So we're going back and down. Again, as if I'm holding a pen in between my shoulder blades, and don't let go of that pen for a good 10 seconds, okay? So my hands are right here, and we go back and let's squeeze it together. Please make sure your shoulder is not raised. We're not hiking or doing this. It's nice and relaxed and down, and we hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So it's a 10-second hold and 10 repetitions. Let's do 2 more together. Shoulder blade is like a backbone to the structural organization of your neck and spine. This has to be really strong for a nice neck, okay, for a strong neck. So let's do a couple more of these, and this you can incorporate in your daily workday. You're at your desk, you're cooking, you're on the phone. You can always do this while you're doing something, okay? So a couple more. Hands right here, and we go back and down. The shoulder blades at the back are going down and in. That's the idea you should have in your mind, okay? And a few seconds more. And we go down. So take a nice breather. We're going to do 1 more of that. Hands right here. And we go back and down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. For the arms, people again who have tendinitis, golfer's elbow, or numbness and tingling in their hands and hands are feeling weak. What do we do? Okay? We're going to take our hands, clasp them together, and we're going to keep them nicely tucked in here. Our hands are close to the chest. They're not far out here. They're not far out here. My hands are nicely close and tucked into your chest. And what I'm doing here, I'm going to mobilize it up and down just to get the mobility going. And then I'm going to provide some counter tension. So I do this. My hands are right here, close to my tummy right here. Increase the tension as if I'm squeezing something. I have putty in between my hands and I'm squeezing it. So push with this, counter push with this hand. Increase the tension. Hold it for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now we start pushing away. One is going to push harder than the other can push. We go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we push back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This will help to increase the small muscle strength in your hands and prevent you from getting any numbness and tingling. So just mobility wise, up and down, side to side. Then you take your hands together, increase the tension and hold it. And then after 5 seconds, you take it towards one side. You hold it there again for 5 seconds. 4, 5. Then you bring it to the other side and you hold it again for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now we're done with the neck to this. Let's move to the mid back and the lower back. Okay. For the lower back, I'm going to lie down. For people who have sciatica, people who have any sports injuries in the back, for people who have stiffness in general because of sitting a lot for work, or people who have any kind of radiating pain in the hips, in the low back, or going to your legs. These are some of the exercises and stretches I will highlight and we'll do them accordingly. So for the first one, we're going to lie down on a mat. Our knees are bent comfortably. So first thing first, when you always do any pelvic or pelvic exercises, we try to balance our pelvic first. Because some of us have an asymmetrical pelvis. That means sometimes one is higher than the other on the hip. So we neutralize it first. So before doing any exercise on the low back, what we do, we go in this position, take it up, and wherever it lands, you put it down. So that is the natural way our legs should be to do these exercises. So our pelvis is nice and aligned. So for the first one, we start with the right leg. So lower down your left leg straight. So for the right leg, I'm going to kick it up and take it to the side. Okay? It is just not going or flopping to the side. I kick it high up as far as I can get it to my chest, and then I roll it over to the opposite side. Now, in this position, we can always work on stretching this side as well. So we're going to do driver arms. What are driver arms? We're going to take these arms and try to take it on this side. Clap and go. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And for the next 5 seconds, we're going to slide our hands all the way from the top to the bottom, like I'm making a snow angel on my mat or on the floor. So while we're holding the stretch on the back for 10 seconds, for 5 seconds, we're going to do this side to side. And for next 5 seconds, we're going to make snow angels. So we can counteract the stiffness and demobilize this side as well on the upper half. Okay, let's move on to the next side. This leg is bent now. The right leg is straight. And I pitch my leg right up to my chest as far as I can get. Now, one leg might go a little bit further than the other, but that's all right. It depends on how stiff you are on a particular side. And then we go and rotate to the opposite side. My body is trying to be straight. I'm not turning to the side with the top half. My top half is trying to stay in the middle. Okay. Now let's do our driver arms. We go from this side to this side. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. And then a hand rests all the way top, close to our ear, and we do seconds more. We make snow angels. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. We're just utilizing the time until we have to, do the stretch. Now, when you start doing the stretch for 20 or 30 seconds, you can mobilize your hands for longer. That just gives you all along mobility from the bottom to the top. Let's do it one more time so you guys are a little bit more comfortable doing this. Okay, so I'm going to do on the right side. So my left leg goes straight. The right leg, I'm going to bring it back to my chest as far as I can get it. And then I roll it over to the side. Now, some of you might be tight. It might not hit the ground. That's fine. Get it rested wherever it feels comfortable and natural. Only thing, you're supposed to feel a stretch on this segment. If you feel a stretch and it's still up here, that's okay. You might get it to go a little bit better next few sessions, okay? So we continue to do our arms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you roll back, come back. Then this leg is bent, the other leg is straight. I lift it up to the other side. And then I'm going to do my driver arms again. 1. You can even follow with your head wherever your arm goes. 3, 4, 5. And then the next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My shoulder is popping a lot in this stretch. Some of you might still hear some popping and clicking, but that's okay. Second one that we're going to do is called a cat camel stretch. So for this one, we're trying to square our legs and hands as if I have a big box right here. So my hips should be under and in the line of my knees. I am not back here. I am not back here. So I'm making a tabletop. So my knees are right under my hips. My hands are right under my shoulders. And my top half is flat. So cat-camel stretch is a very good stretch for the back, especially for people who have a lot of stiffness in this area and always feel that they need to roll it out or stretch it out. So for the first part, we're going to do the camel first. For the camel, we're trying to tuck our chin to our chest and lift our torso up as if you're making an arch. So the first thing we do is do this. Chin to chest, and you make an arch. We hold it for 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And for the angry cat, we slowly dip everything down. This is opposite of a rainbow. My bum is sticking out a little bit in there as if I'm flaring my tailbone, and then I look up. 10, 9, 8. Now some of you might fall back here or try to go here. Try to maintain the position. Do not fall back. Try to maintain the tabletop while you are looking up. 2, 1, relax. Let's do one more camel. So from here, we're going to arch our back again and chin tuck. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's sink down. Just sink down in this half. Your bum goes out the other way and your neck goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then we sit back from here. For people who cannot put weight on their knees, I forgot to tell you that we can do this with a pillow as well. So you can keep the pillow under your knees so it's nice and comfortable and your knees don't hurt, and you can do the same thing. Okay? And when we go back in the prayer pose, the next one, if your knees hurt, you can always keep a pillow under your knees. If your hip does not touch your feet, you can always keep another pillow in here. You don't have to go all the way down as well. Okay? And if you cannot do this position at all, you can always do it in another position. You can just do the deer. This is called the deer pose in yoga, where your legs are squared. Let me show you from the front. This knee is nice and relaxed in the front, and this knee is also nice and relaxed. If you still further need to put any pillows underneath, you're welcome to put it. Okay? The prayer pose traditionally is done with your knees all the way back, on bumps all the way down. Your hands are flying forward. So we start sliding our hands right in here until the forehead touches the ground. If you're not flexible enough right now, that's fine. Wherever your forehead lands, it's okay. Just try to aim to get your ears in between your shoulders, and the stretch should be good enough. We hold here for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a yoga stretch, but I usually modify it for my patients to do it on both sides as well to stretch the obliques. So this was in the middle. The second time you go out, you're going to go out in the direction either of your left elbow or your right. So your left, right, or left knee. So now we're going in the direction of the left knee. So you should feel a good stretch on this side. And then again, you hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And we go back and we go in this direction. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I will incorporate and show you a quick one. We probably might not do it for the whole 10 seconds. I just want to show the position for people who have knee injuries and cannot do that stretch. So you are comfortably seated here. All you have to do is the same thing. You go all the way in the front, pull back, You go all the way on this side, you pull back, and similarly you go on the other direction and pull back. The idea is to stretch the sides out and the back out as well. Okay. 2 strengthening exercises for the low back, which are very simple and easy. One of them is bridging. Bridging, we are going to again square our pelvis, lifting our legs, get it back. Hands are down, palms facing down. We are going to push through our hands, our shoulders, and our feet. And we're going to lift our bum up and align it in one line from the knee to the shoulder. So let's try to do 3 of those, holding it only for 5 seconds. We build it up to 10 seconds eventually. So push through your hands, shoulders, and legs, and lift your bum up. The knee, the hip, and this should be in one line. That's how high you have to raise it. If you are here, that's fine. You can build it up to lifting it higher up eventually. The idea is to keep it here. Okay, holding it for just 5 seconds to begin with, and you bring it down. Now, for women especially, make sure your tummy is tucked in. What that means is your belly button is sucked in and your core is tight. I don't want you to flare your core and do this exercise. I really want you to tuck your tummy in and then lift up. Your glutes should be activated. That means the muscle in the butt, it's called glutes. The glutes should be activated all the time. Squeeze your bum all the time during the bridge and lift it so it's in one line and hold it. And then slowly bring it down. This is called bridging. I'm sure most of you know that, but it's just nice and simple exercise and a back exercise for you guys to do. The next exercise for strengthening the glutes. Glutes is a very big postural muscle in our back. It supports the legs and connects the back. So we need to make sure it's nice and strong as well as our core, because it's a counter muscle to our core, glutes. This is the midline connecting our lower and upper half. So we need to make sure that this is nice and strong. So we're going to our tabletop position. People who have weak knees or pain in the knees, you can keep a pillow under your knees and do this exercise. So we start with short lever. Short lever means we're only working with the leg bent. We're not straightening the leg yet. When it becomes comfortable, then you can straighten your leg as well. We are going to lift one hand up and we're going to kick this leg up. We are not straightening it yet. We are just keeping the leg bent and just kicking it up as far as you can line it up to the floor. So hands up, holding it for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it in. Then the other hand goes out. Then kick this other leg out, keeping the leg bent. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it in. Let's do it one more time. Hand goes out. Opposite leg kicks out. Now, don't kick out too much. It's just going in the line of the natural line of your foot. It goes up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring it in. Another one out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And relax. Now, 2 stretches which are going to overlap with one more condition I'm going to show you later is a deep muscle stretch for the glute and for the hamstring. I'll show you in a bit. Okay, it's going to overlap with the other one. Let's go down to the hip. From low back, moving down to the hip. We are going to stretch the hip flexor. Hip flexor is the front part of the hip. Because we sit down a lot for work, we have a lot of stiffness built in here, which results to any groin conditions, hip pain, side hip pain, bursitis. A lot of people have bursitis. Bursitis are small patches which act as shock absorbers for our joint. Sometimes they get inflamed, and people have a lot of hip pain, and it radiates either in the groin or on the sides. So we're going to do a stretch to stretch the front part of the hip out. So sideways, I'm going to show you this stretch. We are on our knees again. You can keep a pillow again here for comfort. One leg goes up 90. The front leg is 90. The back, and then we put our hands down right next to our leg. Not too far, not too close. Just where they come and fall naturally. We're going to slide this back leg out, pointing the toes away from us. And Then adjust a little bit more until you feel a nice stretch right in this part. Now, to make it dynamic, I am going to pull my body away from it. So we are going to oscillate a little bit back and forth here. So I'm pulling and pushing at the same time. So we rock back and forth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, then you come back, take a nice deep breath. We put this leg forward, we put our hands right here, we slide this right leg back, point our toes all the way back down there, and then we oscillate again. Oscillating means I'm trying to pull my body in front, but kicking my leg out at the same time. So that's how we're oscillating, moving back and forth. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That should feel nice and strong and comfortable. Okay, so we are down from our segment. Now we're going back to people who have osteoarthritis, moving down from the hip to the knee. I will show you on the chair. You can do it lying down as well. I can show you lying down as well quickly, but I would like to show you on the chair. If you have a chair handy, please try and get it. If not, I'll show you one quickly as well. You can use a pillow at home, a ball. You can have balls. You can use that, a playing ball, or pillow works just fine. I'll show you front view and side view both. Okay. So for the first part, we're trying to strengthen the quads. Quadriceps is a big muscle which is responsible for movement at the knee. So we need to strengthen this muscle to make sure it takes the load for the joint and the joint doesn't hurt. Especially for ladies with osteoarthritis, people who have had past surgeries in the knee, people who've even had ACL, that means ligament reconstructions, or any meniscal problems, any kind of surgeries. Quadriceps gets really weak. We need to strengthen that. So we put a towel, a pillow, a ball, anything in between, whatever works for you. We are trying to squeeze the pillow as hard as we can, only using the strength from the inner thighs. Do not push with your hands. Do not push with your glutes. We are trying to push only with the inner thighs. I'll show you a side view of this. Sit nice and back all the way. Do not sit front, because then you will try to do this and you'll arch your back. Sit nice and back all the way. Squeeze. Squeeze from your inner thighs and hold. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let go. So this is the first exercise. If you're really comfortable with this exercise, you can do an advanced version of this exercise. That is squeeze, hold, and lift. You're lifting, pointing your toes towards you all the way, maintaining the squeeze, and just straightening your knees. You don't have to go higher. Wherever your knees fall straight naturally, we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This is a strengthening exercise for the knee, people with osteoarthritis and any knee injuries. So in lying down, how would you do this exercise? In lying down, you will lie down on the floor. You will take this in between your knees. I hope you can see me. If not, if you can even see my legs, the same thing, that's what I have done. I've kept a pillow in between my knees. My knees are nice and bent, and I'm lying down, and you squeeze with the inner thigh and hold. When this gets comfortable, you can squeeze, hold, and lift. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If you're not ready for lifting both the legs yet, that is fine. If you feel a lot of strain on your back, don't do it. Just do the squeeze and hold to begin with, and then you can eventually work on squeeze, lift, and hold. Okay, that was for the knees. I'll show you a stretch for the calf now. Again, against a wall, even without a wall, if you have good balance, you can still do this stretch. Let me show you without the wall, then I'll show you with the wall. You take a nice big lunge Depends on your flexibility. The front knee is bent to 90 only. Do not push past the 90. Maintain the 90. We do not want to put a lot of tension on the front knee. The back leg goes as far as you can keep your heel down. Once your heel starts lifting up, that means we need to back up a little and put our heel down. Okay? For people who have good balance, this is a good position. You can just rest your hand here and then you can oscillate. Again, going back and forth, back and forth. You should feel a nice searing stretch right on the inner belly of your calf, right in here. That's what the stretch is for. Then if you feel you cannot do a free stretch, you can go against a wall. One leg touching the wall, one leg back. We feel the stretch in the back leg. So hands, however they're comfortable, you place them on the wall and then you just bend the front knee. You're just bending the front knee. The same stretch we did here, you bend the front knee, your hands are on the wall, and then you slide and you oscillate with the leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. The last one I want to show is for people who can do a quick stretch around the desk. People who work a lot on the desk, sit mainly for 6 to 8 hours. A quick 2-minute stretch that you guys can do in and around the chair. You only need a chair, and every 2-3 hours you can do a couple of stretches. Okay, the first one. First one, hamstring stretch. So you get up from your chair, you put one of your legs right up here. Toes are pointing towards you, the knee is straight. And then you keep your hands on your hips and you pivot forwards. Do not slouch, just pivot forward and you should feel a nice stretch around your hamstring. This is even a good stretch for people who have low back pain and a stiffness in the low back and the back of the leg. And you hold for however long you want to hold, 20 seconds, 30 seconds. Okay, let's do this leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Second one is you take the chair a little bit closer. This rests right wherever it's comfortable. If your chair has a chair rest, it's better. If not, it works fine. You're just gently placing your leg bent. And then you're opening up your chest up and your hands interlaced. So you're opening up your chest, taking a nice deep breath, and you should feel a stretch on the side, a very subtle stretch, and hands up all the way. Because we are trying to look away. We're always towards the desk, we're trying to look away and stretch everything. Okay? The last one that you can do, sit cross-legged, and then you can lean in all your weight on the knee, which is in front of you. So this gives you a stretch right in the deep muscle in the bum, which gets weaker because of sitting a lot at work. So then you switch your leg, and then you put all your weight on the knee and you lean forward. If your upper half gets really tight, you can just turn around, keep one hand on here, and stretch. This will give you a nice stretch all the way to your back. Hold here, hold the chair at the back, stretch, and that should be good. Thank you all. I think the session is almost done here. You're more than welcome to ask me any questions. I'll pass it on over to Dr. Asif.
Thank you, Dr. Mahveen. It has been a pleasure, and thank you so much for going through the exercises. And I know you tried to cover a lot of ground, and it is tough. I really appreciate all of you to thank Mahveen for coming in and giving us all these exercises to do. It's a COVID-19 time. We are kind of locked down in our house, and we need to get active. We need to get our joints moving. So there is an opportunity for all of you to ask questions from Mahveen. She is, as I said, a registered physiotherapist. She works in Beacon Hill, and she will be able to answer some of these questions. But we are a little bit time constrained, so try and keep your questions to maybe one problem at a time. You can write the questions down in the Q&A section, and then I will be able to help Mahveen answer that. Okay. So I got a few comments for you, Mahveen. Dr. Sakina Raj is saying, thanks, Mahveen. Excellent session. I think I speak exactly the same words. That was very informative, and thank you so much. The exercises were really great. I was doing the neck exercises while I was watching you, so I think I have kind of help with my neck stretches because I'm on the computer a lot. But please, all the participants, feel free to ask questions. I have one question for you, Mahveen. A lot of people are saying virtual consultation for physiotherapy is not a very easy way of doing things because the correction of your posture and some of the exercise that you're doing, it's not easy to do it when you're doing it virtually. What is your experience so far?
So I have been doing a lot of telehealth sessions, but I've only been doing for patients who I have done assessments for, and I know their range of motions. So I have not done any new assessments so far because now our clinic is open and we are accepting patients. We're taking half the caseload, and if assessment is done, Dr. Asim, then it's easier for me to know how she's moving because I've seen her move in person and I know her limitations. So then the virtual sessions are going just fine.
So thank you so much, and I'm so glad that we are relaxing some of these restrictions. And physios, in my eyes, are really important. I was very surprised when they closed the physios in the first place because to me it's an essential service. A lot of people are going through lots of aches and pains, and this service is essential for them. So I'm so glad the government has done that. I have a question from Dr. Raj. She's saying, can you show one stretch for pain between the shoulder blades?
For pain, just a stretch. So I'll show you sideways, okay? So the one that we did in the back is just an opposite of that. You join your hands in the front, you clasp your hands forward, and what we use in our terminology, just to explain to Dr. Raj first, we're trying to protract our shoulder blade. So we are almost separating our shoulder blades. In the first exercise that we did, we squeezed the shoulder blade together. So we're almost trying to protract our shoulder blade. So join your hands here, almost drag your shoulder blades out. You will not strengthen stretch here yet, but then you do a chin tuck. And then you drive your arms wherever they fall comfortably for you to feel a stretch. So that's where you're almost getting the shoulder blades to roll off the spine and feel a stretch in between them.
On Facebook, and he's saying doing exercises, especially for upper body stretches, are they equally good when you're doing it in the sitting position, especially for the neck and shoulders, or do you have to stand for them?
It depends. If you're doing the shoulder blades, you can even use props and walls. I feel that doing pec stretches on the wall, because you can use that counterweight of the wall to hold yourself down. I mean, I have not shown them, but the cactus stretches, then the shoulder blade stretches, and then on the shoulder, right here, if you use the wall or the chair, and then you move away. These props, they give a better pinning down or like a foundational move for moving one half and stabilizing one half. Stabilization is important to feel a good stretch because you're not stretching both the joints. You're stabilizing one joint and you're stretching the other muscle. So sometimes you need to figure out the right position that works for you. There are always compensations for people who cannot do them. That's where we come in there, we customize it for them. But please follow your therapist or your doctor's orders as to what you should do it in, depending on how flexible you are.
Thank you so much. I have another question from Janet Michael, again from our Facebook page. She's saying, do we have any exercises for upper back, particularly in the bra strap area exercises, please?
Sure. So to get rid of the bra strap fat or pouches that we call, you are going to sit. Can you see me, Dr. Asif?
Yes, I can.
Okay. So you sit down comfortably, knees bent and nice and relaxed. Your arms are to the side. And what we call is the lat stretch or pull and exercise. You put your arms down. You're just trying to get your upper half to go up on your hands, the weight of your hands. That's where you should feel a nice stretchy pull in here, and the muscle will activate. Now you're going to hold as much as you can. Start with 10 seconds, build to 20. I think you might have to go to 30 seconds depending on how much of stiffness or the pain you have. So you put your hands down and then you move your body, lifting your body up, you're looking up even, just to get a nice postural dimension here. And you hold as much as you can, starting with 10, building up to 30. The other one is your arms, as if you're holding a big beach ball right here. You turn your hands out and you turn to the wall. And then you try to push the wall away from you, as if you're oscillating. So you hold a big beach ball in front of you, you turn your hands on the wall, and then you push the wall away from you. So this will really weigh your arms down. You won't be able to hold for 10 seconds and 10 repetitions. Start with that, and then you can kind of increase the repetitions and the holds.
Perfect. Thank you so much. I have another question from Zoeb Kambati, and he suggests, I have a question regarding migraines. I know it's a very big topic. So Mahveen, I know it might be a little hard to cover in a very short time, but is there any special stretches you would recommend for people who get migraines?
Like I said in the first one, the upper trap stretch on the side. Then especially for people who have migraine, you really need to focus on the armpit stretch right down in here. And people who have migraine, they mostly have a little bit of a jaw dysfunction. That's what I have found in my practice. They either grind a lot, or the jaw, the maxilla and the mandible, it's not stabilized well. So you need to do a lot of isometric exercises for the neck. What that means is increasing the tension in and around the neck and the jaw. So you're going to place the hand right to your right cheek, and you're going to counter push, increase the tension between the two, and hold for 10 seconds here, 10 seconds on this side. Then you put your hand on your forehead and you push your forehead forward, but you're pushing your hand here, and then hand right here and making a double chin again. You need to do exercises with the stretches. Only the stretches will not help you take the tension away, because with migraine, the back of your neck gets weak. You need to stabilize and strengthen the neck for the pain to go away too.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So I think I have all the questions answered from both our Facebook page and here. We still have a couple of minutes. If there's anyone who has a question in mind, please feel free. I have one question, or actually a compliment from Sudeshna Paul. She's saying, thank you so much. It's a very informative session and very useful for me. Can you just show me one hand exercise again for my wrist and my hand?
Okay, so for people who have any numbness or any tingling or stiffness in the hand, the first one that I showed you, I'll just review and add one more to that. So you're going to do this, clasp your hands. You're going to mobilize your wrists. You can move counterclockwise, clockwise, front and back. Increase the tension in your hands. Push away and hold for a few seconds. Push away, hold for a few seconds again. Okay. Then the next one that you can do is you're going to put your wrists together, just increasing the tension in the wrist, because what a lot of people have is median nerve compression that leads to tingling and numbness because of either typing a lot, repetitive jobs, stirring and cooking. A lot of women in our culture who cook and clean a lot, they end up having this numbness and tingling. So you're going to push and counter tension right in your wrists, just right at the wrist, not in the fingers, and hold and release. What it does is compression and absorption of the nerves and vessels here, so it increases the blood flow to the hand, which helps to strengthen the hand further. And you can use a ball your child might have, or probably from a dollar store, and you can squish it more and more to build up these crescents in the hand. The more crescents you have in the hand, the stronger your hand will be.
Thank you so much. Now, that's all, folks, for today. We are short of time. I know Mahveen has given a lot of information and really nice advice on a lot of medical conditions. But Mahveen, can you just give us one golden advice regarding people who are in semi-lockdown phase right now, and they're trapped in their homes, and they're mostly restricted to a few things in the house and activities in the house? What would be one advice you would suggest them to do?
I would always suggest them to keep building up on their posture and core, because those are the two things. Even if you don't have any conditions, any medical conditions, you need to have a strong core and a strong back. So make sure you're always working towards stretching, strengthening your core, have a positive attitude, keep up with a lot of water, because your body needs a lot of water. Most of us sit at home and we're in always the perfect temperature. We're neither feeling too hot nor cold, so we stop drinking water. So you need to drink a lot of water, keep stretching and working on your core. Even if nothing's hurting, please, to all the women out there, you need to keep working on your core. You don't need to do planks for 30 seconds. Just try to do the basic stuff and just have a positive attitude.
Thank you once again, Mahveen. It was certainly a very nice session. We will be holding more sessions. So every Thursday, we will be having exercise sessions for all of you, all of our participants and viewers. And Mahveen, once again, thank you. And we would really hope if you could come on the session once again. And obviously, Mahveen is, I'll give her introduction again. She's a licensed physiotherapist. She works up in Beacon Hill Physiotherapy. And if you ever want to contact her, Google her name. I'm sure that she will be easy to find. And if not, just contact one of us and we'll be more than happy to direct Mahveen. Last week we had Huzaifa. This week we have Mahveen, and MDI will try our best to keep presenting you with more and more allied health professionals that are making our life much more easier in the lockdown phase. Thank you, everyone. And with this, I would say goodbye and see you next week on Thursday.
Thank you. Bye-bye.